Welcome to tonight's 5 on 5. The guest is Shawn Martinez, Joesphine County Prevention Coordinator. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's start with some interesting data coming out of Joesphine County about the youth of our area. Tell us a little about that.
Well, we have our statewide student wellness survey that happens all over the state, and Joesphine County, their numbers just came out, and so that's what we're looking at here.
And what do those numbers kind of show when it comes to the use of drugs, alcohol, those sorts of things?
Right, what we're seeing is there's not a huge increase anywhere, a significant increase. We're seeing the same that we have been seeing: alcohol, marijuana, tobacco, prescription drugs. And what we're seeing with our 8th graders is about 25% of the 8th graders reported drinking in the past 30 days. I think one of the interesting facts from that is there was a question about, do you believe, or have you drank in the past 30 days? And then the next question is, do you think others are drinking? And so while 25% reported drinking in the past 30 days, they believe 72% of their fellow 8th graders are drinking. So huge gap in the perception of what's really happening, because most of our kids are not drinking.
So that perception as well with adults, a lot of them believe the youth of these days, you know, is just way out there, but that's not the actual reality of what these numbers show. Right,
and that same thing with all kids are going to drink. That's, you know, that's our perceptions maybe as adults, and that's not actually what's happening. We see an increase with our 11th graders of 37% reporting drinking in the past 30 days. But again, then there's 87% that believe that all their 11th graders are drinking. So it's very interesting perception, and really our job is to go out and increase the awareness about most of the kids are not drinking, smoking marijuana, smoking tobacco.
So because that perception might lead to thinking, oh, well, I can do it because, you know, a lot of my peers, or I believe a lot of them are doing it anyway, kind of thing.
Right, that pressure of, oh, everybody's doing it, I need to do it to be cool. Or
all right, we'll have a few questions for you about how parents can help out and how they can step in and get involved in this process. So stick around, more 5 on 5 right after the break. Welcome back to the 5 on 5. The guest is Shawn Martinez, Joesphine County Prevention Coordinator. We've been talking about some of the new numbers as far as what students are reporting with drinking and smoking and other drugs. But what can parents do to step in kind of this process, look at these numbers? How can they help out?
Well, parents in the community, whether it be your own child or other children, there's lots of different things that can happen. Having a conversation, not necessarily the talk, but having ongoing conversations about substance abuse, whether it be alcohol, marijuana, tobacco, how it affects the body, the brain. Our youth brains are not developed until age 25 to 29. That's new research coming out. So introducing substances into the brain can be dangerous, and parents just need to be aware of that. And there's lots of different frameworks that can be looked at and used. And one of the things that we use in Joesphine County is the 40 developmental assets. And there is a website that parents can go to and look at, get ideas. I mean, simple things of having dinner with your children, having a game night, or extracurricular activities, sports, being engaged, asking questions.
Is something like this research or an article that comes up a good way to kind of be a lead into it, mentioning it out loud, saying, hey, look at this research, you know, it shows that most kids your age aren't drinking, or you know, something to that effect to kind of
right, absolutely. Or there's been reports of maybe an adult furnishing alcohol to a minor, having that discussion about, is that really a good idea? Why would somebody do that? Or those kinds of conversations, and using every opportunity to educate the youth that we can.
And when you mentioned the research and stuff, have you found more parents, have you been able to talk with parents or anything about that more of them are talking about this, or that it's easier to, or is it kind of the same year in and year out? So the same
well, it's always a reoccurring. I mean, you have to keep up over and over and over. But I think for the most part, parents are really engaging more. What we see across the board is when our youth are in elementary school, we're really engaged parents. We're there for them. As they move into middle school, we're less engaged in school activities. By the time in their high school, they're lucky if they see parents at the high school. And so, you know, parents need to be aware it's okay to go to school, it's okay to check on your kids, ask the questions, and not the, how was your day, but what was the most interesting thing that happened at school today?
Good conversations. All right, for more information, they can search on Google for
the Search Institute for Developmental Assets.
All right, well, thank you, Shawn, so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's it for the 5 on 5 More News right after the break.